The regulators. So do you know how the opioid crisis happened? It's not the drug companies. Drug companies were duplicitous, but it was not the drug companies. Because I was there living, fighting it for 15 years.
I thought it was that they corrupted the one guy at the FDA.
It's a little more complicated than that.
The Sackler family, right? And then they get this guy to sign off, and then they have all these pharma reps, and they're schmoozing these doctors, and they're manipulating the research, and they're going after people who are extremely vulnerable and in incredible pain, and they're hooking them.
So that's part of it. That's part of it. That's not the rocket fuel. That was blowing winds into the sails that was already underway. So
let me preface by saying I find this incredibly fascinating because as I look at things like Ozempic and I'm like, I just don't know about this. Oh, you have no medical degree. And it's like, well, I talk to doctors all the time. But if the opioid crisis can happen and all these other pharmaceutical scandals can occur, why wouldn't this be one?
Well, I completely...
Share my notes.
No, I'm just making I have to remember to go back to things. I 1,000% agree with you. And here's something I have discovered over and over again in the practice of medicine. When something is used on a wide scale, when the risk reward is not clear, you are going to hurt people a lot. And so I am not clear. I have recommended Ozempic to obese diabetics who have been trying to lose weight for years.
Extreme cases.
Not even extreme, but where where the risk reward starts to balance out. Like
Dr.
I can tell
Lee
them.
says the same thing. Peter Adsey says the same thing.
I can say, look, you might get gastroparesis. We're now seeing bowel obstruction and sepsis from this thing. You haven't heard about that yet. You wait till that story breaks.
Right.
And it's not widespread, but it's happening enough that is that worth it to lose a few pounds that you should be doing in a much more healthy way? Everything you said about the muscle wasting and the facial changes and the regaining of the weight, everyone knows that's true. That's not a debated thing, as you said. Google it. I love when you said that. It's just true.
I think that I just have an opinion. It's like, why wouldn't I sell it through my own fitness app? Why wouldn't I Weight Watchers it and just make money off of everybody?
It's the same thing as fen-phen, and everyone forgot about fen-phen, which was the same thing. I had patients, drug addicts sometimes put on fen-phen, which mortified me. They, of course, went out again. But they were all being told, you're going to need to stay on this the rest of your life. You have an illness caused obesity. You're going to need to stay on fen-phen the rest of your life. And they ended up with mitral valve disease and cardiac problems, and it was a disaster. And guess what? It stopped when, this is my bridge to the opiate thing, when doctors started getting sued. And not just sued, but criminally held accountable for lack of informed consent, for overprescribing. So whenever we cross into the criminal zone with doctors, we all stop immediately. We just stop.
Keeping it real with Jillian Michaels.